I can tell you, viewer, as someone who's been covering defense for a long time now, 20 years to be precise, that Nari Shakti now is no longer just a catchphrase. This is no longer tokenism. In the last few years, the women's participation in the Indian military has become substantive, whether it is on warships, whether it is in fighter plane cockpits, whether it is in different arms of the army. Things have actually moved forward. It's a difficult thing to achieve because it takes a long time for such changes to be effected, but the military and the government have taken this on a war footing, and it is happening in very, very visible measure. That's why you're seeing an all-women tri-service contingent. You will see a woman fighter pilot, a Rafale pilot today over Kartavya Path. You will see a Central Armed Police Services contingent comprised entirely of women, and many more such things which go beyond just symbolism. Captain Sharma, if I could come to you, the Navy, has taken great steps to bring women into the naval forces. At one point of time, warships didn't even have women's, washrooms. Now we're seeing women deployed on warships. Warships, have become part of a new generation where, women crews are going to become a very, very common thing going forward. And that's very represented in the Nari Shakti theme we're seeing at the Republic Day Parade.
Very well said, Shiv. Today, the Indian Navy has broken all the barriers. We are almost having a strength of 1,000 women, including the Agniveers, women Agniveers.
Yes.
And you know it, that we operate in a very, very constricted kind of environment, which is all about 200 meters on the ship. And we had these problems,
yes,
but that is behind us. It's been a long journey. We started something in 1990s, then there was a little setback. Then once again in 2008, the push was given. And today you find the motto is all ranks, all roles.
Yes.
So it is only a matter of time that you will find. In fact, one of the women officers is now getting pre-commissioning training for commanding a ship.
Yes.
And it is only, you see, they will gradually move up the ranks. So today they have come up to commanders, captains, and of course, it is now more of competence than of gender. Whosoever is competent enough, whosoever, makes the mark, I don't think they can be denied the rightful place,
yes,
in the forces. And coming to the ships, whether it's the aviation branch, whether it is the ground duties, whether it is submarines. The only thing is now we have to get into submarines.
Yes.
And it is only a matter of time because the girls, the boys, they are now, the differentiating factor is not the gender.
Yeah.
It is the competence. It is the...
And they will all be judged equally.
Yes. I mean, say there is no other parameter now.
Brilliant. Brilliant. It's so good to hear that. It's so good to hear that. Air Marshal Khosla, 15 women pilots, in today's, apart from what's happening on the parade front, on the marching contingents, etc., 15 women pilots are part of the fly past, including a Rafale pilot, sir. The Air Force has, made that incredible step, a few years ago, bringing women pilots in. There are many women fighter pilots now. You yourself are a fighter pilot, so you know what it takes to become a fighter pilot. But this is not symbolism, sir. This has gone beyond tokenism.
Yeah, Shiv, you're very right. I've been involved with this training of these women pilots, and
yes,
when they were inducted into the Indian Air Force, I was in the Eastern Air Command, and they were doing their training on Hawks. And I must tell you that these women who have volunteered to be pilots and fighter pilots, they have been helicopter and transport pilot for many years,
yes,
but the fighter pilots started recently, and they have proved themselves. They have done equally well as any others. Having said that, I'd like to say that Indian Air Force has been proactive right from the beginning in induction of women in all the branches of the Indian Air Force. And actually, I've been interacting with a lot of them, and generally feeling is that they prefer Indian Air Force to the other services. I don't know why, but I don't want to offend any other service, but in the lighter vein. And what I'm trying to bring out is that initially there was a little bit of apprehension in the minds of these lady officers, women officers, as well as others. But I think we have gone well beyond that, and now it is all equal domain, equal playing field for everyone, women and men, male officers, and they are proving themselves to be very well. They are all women officers already commanding a combat unit right now, and they're going to grow further in the service.
It's incredible. I mean, like Captain Sharma and Air Marshal Khosla have said, it can only get better. There is no backing out from this. That journey has begun. General Dillon, in the army, it has been significantly difficult, but the army has also taken very, very important steps. I remember General Bipin Rawat, when we had interviewed him, before his tragic demise, he had talked about how Nari Shakti is a very, very important theme for the army as well. The army, almost every year has taken significant incremental steps. These things, we can all agree, don't happen overnight. There will be those who say, yes, you're having them in military police, etc., but you don't have them in the frontline combat arms, etc. But, that journey has begun, General Dillon.
Absolutely, Shiv, and like in the beginning of the telecast today, reference was made to हमारी सभ्यता की प्राचीन सभ्यता 5000 साल पुरानी सभ्यता के वंशज हैं हम, like I always say. And in our sabhyata, the woman has had a pride of a place in the society and within the house.
Yes.
We have the goddesses whom we worship. They are women gender. Now, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji, more than 500 years ago, which is there in the Guru Granth Sahib, had said, "So kyo manda aapkiye jis jamme rajan." Why call a bad who has given birth to the kings? Now, bring it to today's defense forces. Like Navy and Air Force, as has been talked about, I have commanded 15 Corps, which is the most active corps in operations.
Yes.
That everyone will agree. And I had my colleagues as women officers, young women officers, who were probably doing much better than their male counterparts. And they were in snow, they were in the offices, they were everywhere. And they're doing their duty with utmost sincerity and professionalism. As Captain Sharma very rightly said, now here onwards, it's only competence.
Yes.
Genders do not matter and will not matter. The line is already obliterated. So I am totally for women power and women in forces as the role demands, and they are doing much better than their male counterparts in certain areas.
This is so nice to hear that, the journey cannot move backwards because it has already begun. Captain Sharma says, training has already begun for what could turn out to be the first woman commanding officer of a warship. Fighter pilots, women, that can only go upwards. In the army as well, more and more arms will come in with women in them. This is, this ship has sailed, to use that metaphor, and there's no going back on it. And that's such a heartening thing to hear for a new India. We all live in a new world where, the lines between genders are completely blurred right now, and everyone must have an equal chance with every single thing. Captain Sharma, you had a point to make, then I'll go to our soldiers.
I just want to bring in the way the government has, introduced the girls in Sainik schools right from class 6.
Yeah.
You can see this and go and meet the girls there. Believe you me, you will not believe your eyes. The josh which the girls have got and the training which is happening, go to NDA, go to Naval Academy, go to Air Force Academy, go to OTA. It is impossible to discern between male and female now. First, we were thinking of putting the marathons or the runs for women candidates or the cadets, little less, more. It is all gone.
Yeah.
It is now who comes first. It is now reaching that standard. That where are we? I mean, say the standards only have to go high now. So all that is behind us. And I think better late than never. We were finding, on US warships and various other things, and we used to be perplexed that how come these girls are coming and our girls are not coming. So here we are, we have arrived, and it is now here onwards.
Okay.
It is forward and upwards, and nothing less.